What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by Profab Headers and Exhaust, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, SRI Performance, and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. What's up, guys? I'm David.
I'm Connor.
What's up, man?
Not a whole lot right now. Some winter TLC on the race cars. A lot of schoolwork, but kind of a low key part of the year for me. How about you?
You get out of pile of schoolwork tonight?
No,
You got plenty.
Yeah, as soon as we get done, I got to run home because I got a midterm to take.
Ooh.
But yeah.
What class?
Macroeconomics.
Microeconomics. Yeah. Oh, that sounds fun.
Nah, not really. It's not the worst, but it's a little bit interesting. I'll say that, but it's not too bad. But midterm is we're halfway there.
That's good. That's good. You a few more months, you'll be there. Cool. Nah, we kind of same deal. We got the car, the used legend car painted. Actually, my dad's over there throwing some pop rivets in.
All the lights on. Go check it out.
Getting some final touches done on it, and I gotta do all the lettering on it and all that fun jazz, and so I don't know, not too much. We got a lot to do, but it's just baby steps of getting there, I guess.
Yeah.
It's always
process.
Yeah, it's always a hurry up and wait game.
Yeah.
I guess because you got to wait on something, or I don't know, or wait to get off work more than anything. If I had all day just to come work on race cars, oh, that'd be amazing. I don't know what I'd do. I might have some stuff done.
Yeah. We'd probably still find a way to be behind.
Oh, we would. We'd still be behind. I don't care how much we do it. We would be behind. So cool. But anyway, had some racing over the weekend. Finally, I guess if you want to call it that. We had L.A. We'll get all into it here. L.A. Coliseum, the Clash. I'm sorry, not the Bash. Still got it stuck in my head. The Clash was supposed to happen on Sunday. Ended up because of rain, and I think I said something to you. I don't know when they'll ever get that race in if they didn't race it early.
Yeah.
And we were over at the racetrack, and by the time we talked about they were going to run the heat race tonight, well, as soon as I got in the truck, I looked, and they had already rescheduled the race and ran on Saturday night.
Yeah, which is good. The Clash ain't a race you want to push on and on and on, especially an exhibition and on the other side of the country too. So probably the best decision. Yeah,
that was a really good decision. NASCAR probably had to kind of take one on the chin because of it.
Oh, I'm sure. Especially canceling that late in the day. Yeah,
for sure. But I want to. I'm not trying to bash on the Clash, I guess we'll say. I think it's more the area. Man,
oh, yeah,
me and Sterling were talking about this at church yesterday. I said, I don't care what race was. Say you're at Darlington. Say something like that happened, and I don't care if it was just a truck race. Say all of a sudden they said, "Oh, we're moving it up. Hey, sorry everybody, but hey, whoever can come, stands are free."
Yeah.
You know what would happen?
It'd be a lot of people.
It'd be a lot of people.
It'd be more than that. More than was that.
I promise you, it'd be packed. And that's just that's the area out there, I think.
Yeah, I don't think there's as big a NASCAR market as they wanted.
No, they want it to be huge.
I think California, I think Southern California, some places might be okay, but I think the LA area, the big city, I don't think that's really huge NASCAR like they want it.
I don't think it is either, and I hate it. I mean, I think what they've done out there was kind of neat to bring,
Sadly, because that was probably the best race out there of the 3 years, I thought.
It was calm. It was calm, which made it a good race. I don't know. But they ended up, and I was kind of wondering about this. Not that I cared whatsoever personally, because I'm not a Machine Gun Kelly fan. But they put on there, as soon as they put out they were still racing, that the concert was still happening and blah, blah, is what they originally put out. All of a sudden, at the halftime break, they said, oh, we're trying to push the show along. We're going to have to cancel it. I was fine with it too. But I'm like, was the concert ever really going to happen?
No.
Or were they just saying that to try to get people in the stands?
Maybe. Yeah. Pre-race, post-race, do whatever you want, but don't do one during the race as far as
I agree with that. I was just wondering if they were still just trying to use it to...
If you're going to cut out the heat races and everything, you better not put a concert in, you know?
Yeah, I know. Also, something I was kind of looking forward to seeing to some extent anyway, just to see what happened, you know, how it would look like. But the EV...
Yeah. Did they do anything with it?
No.
I forgot about that, yeah.
I did too until today, and I was like, man, I didn't see nothing with the electric thing. And, you know, I'm not against it so much as a lot of people are personally.
I thought it'd be cool to see what it
exactly.
Like
that's what I said. I said it'd be really cool to just see what it does. I don't know. I guess I'm under the way I think about it is that's probably the closest thing to a stock car race we have now, in all actuality, because that's what's selling. That is what's selling at dealerships right now. I mean, yeah, there's still other cars, but this is what's selling also.
A lot of hybrids.
Yeah, that's what. So I'm not completely against it.
Say run a whole class of them at the Coliseum, just something different. If you want to, you know.
I personally don't care if you want to come up with a whole class of them and run them as a not necessarily Xfinity series by no means, but
just try it, see what it'll do.
Something, you know, have its own little group running along with the ARCA cars. That'd be cool.
ARCA's dead anyway.
Exactly. You could definitely put it with the ARCA races, and that'd be something cool to see. And I don't know. I mean, it might take off. Obviously, from what I gather, though, they've kind of already. It sounds like, well, this is good, but we're really thinking hydrogen might be the way.
Yeah,
because they were something I heard was something about they were in Japan.
Yeah, they were looking at those cars in Japan that they're. I read it. It's a very cool. It's a cool article I read, but it's very scientific. So I didn't understand all of it. It was pretty cool talking about some series. This part is hybrid or something, but it still makes a lot of noise. It's not the screeching.
Well, they said it was basically
battery.
Yeah, they said it was basically same or combustion type engine. Yeah. But running off of hydrogen fuel.
That's what so that's what they say. They're probably aiming for something more like that now in the future. Which, hey, whatever, we'll see.
Be interesting.
Yeah.
Because my whole thing is about any of them, and obviously they have to work those logistics out. But how do you? I don't think we got sound. How do you? Refuel?
To figure that part out.
I mean,
or maybe they make it where they don't have to. I don't know how all that stuff works.
I don't either. I know Formula E.
Yeah, Formula E.
Those originally, I don't know how they're doing it now. I think they originally were changing cars.
They got a better battery now. They can go the whole race, but it's still that's saving battery. I don't want to see that. I hope it's still
really. I haven't
because they'll kind of save the battery, which is just I don't know. It's worse than saving tires to me. I don't know. I don't like seeing the battery percentage up there.
Yeah.
But I was curious to see what it do. See how it ran around the little Coliseum, but I guess Mother Nature wins again.
So real quick before we got some other stuff coming up here on the show tonight. What'd you think about the race? The qualifying, being at the cut, the heats, and just kind of did groups of qualifying and then took the top.
Yeah.
Out of top was 22.
Yeah, 22,
provisional.
23 provisional.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I didn't think it was so bad. I think the last group something happened to the track and it slowed way down because those were all pretty fast cars and half of them didn't make it. So that was kind of weird. I guess it's just kind of out of necessity. I didn't think the race in itself was terrible. For what it had. There was some action, but not too much wrecks to where it just really bogged down. So I didn't think it was terrible. It just the atmosphere didn't feel really good at all.
No, it didn't. I felt like TV probably made qualifying more exciting than it was.
Oh yeah.
Which is now personally, I don't have a problem with. I kind of enjoyed back in the day knockout qualifying.
I wish they would go back to it now that they're not so depending on aero as much as they were.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's a long race. You know, the qualifying matters, but it's not the end of the world really. And it was
everybody wants
cool
it.
Show.
Everybody wants it for the first stage. I mean, that's
yeah.
I mean, obviously not for the Clash, but for typical races, that's what they want. They care less about it other than the first stage. But like you said,
it was just cool.
Yeah,
kind of see.
Oh yeah, it definitely was.
Come in, cool it down, make another run. I mean, that's the same thing. Formula One pretty much does that. And it puts on a pretty good show qualifying. So
well, it just got to where it was. I think the problem with the NASCAR side was it just got to where they wanted to play so many games.
Yeah, well, they got those 550 package with all that downforce, and you had to catch a draft to run any type of good lap. So they all would sit there on pit road and wait.
That's what I was going to say.
Where was times they didn't even. I think Auto Club one time they didn't
make it back.
Yeah, they all tried to wait around, and then none of them made it back to the green flag, which was awesome. Watching them sit there for 10 minutes. I think that pretty much ended the knockout style. But yeah, I wouldn't mind them going back to that with the next gen.
I wouldn't mind that. But I'm going back even farther. Back in the day when they had 2 days of qualifying. Essentially, you had first round, second round, and there was a handful of people going to go home.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, wasn't going to make the race. I think with the charter deal now, that's kind of
outside of Daytona.
Yeah, outside Daytona, it's pretty much gone. But it was cool to see, and I know Chris Rice wasn't happy because I think neither of the college cars got in. I think it was
Josh Williams didn't make it.
Yeah.
Forgot who was another one.
No, not Justin Haley. Who's another one now? Well, anyway, they didn't make it in. Justin Haley did.
In the 51. It was actually all right for a while.
Yeah, I think he's going to outperform that car for a while, personally.
Hopefully Ford will give him some help.
Yeah, well, they're in with Stuart Haas now. I think it is.
Who?
I think, or is it RK?
I think Roush.
Roush. Okay, yeah, that's right. But they're got a good alliance with them, and I think they're going to really step it up. So I don't know. What you think about the race?
Like I said, it was all right. Racing gonna be so good in a 2/10 mile, but I didn't think it was bad necessarily. I thought there was some intrigue. It wasn't like nobody really dominated. There was a couple. Ty Gibbs led for a while, and then Hamlin came back and got him at the end. I thought it pretty good. They beat on each other a little bit more than the usual short tracks are now, and had some tempers flaring and stuff. So I thought it was all right. I think it's played out, but I think it was a pretty okay.
Well, I heard, and I even heard on Denny Hamlin's podcast that was a 3-year deal, 3-year contract they had with LA Coliseum, and he seemed to kind of think they weren't going back.
Yeah.
Not next year.
I don't hate the idea. I thought it was a good thing to try.
I think it's a good thing to try.
I just think it's done. It ran its course. So.
Yeah, I think if you want to keep it on those lines, put on some more. But I loved the idea that Landon Huffman had. Actually, he said, "Look, if NASCAR wants to go spend all this money on the infrastructure that it takes to put down everything at LA Coliseum, said forget that." Let's bring it to short tracks, cross country, and whatever money NASCAR put the money into those tracks, build up the infrastructure of those, and make them a great track for years. I mean, think about it. Let's just think about Florence Motor Speedway. We'll be there this weekend. Steve Zacharias and his crew over there have put in a lot of money and put in a lot of time, and we've seen stuff over there they were doing this weekend. But if NASCAR was to come in and, I don't know, drop $1 million in a track, redo stands.
Yeah, a sold out 15,000, 20,000 looks a whole lot better than a empty.
Exactly.
70,000 really.
Exactly. I mean, you could these tracks could do so much with that money, and you bring it to a different area. Yeah, we got Darlington over here. I get that, but there's tons of places that there's so many short tracks around the country. There's not a NASCAR track right next door to it. Yeah. And they could use a ton of help, and And I heard Denny Hamlin, he talked about that. That's why I brought it up. He was like, I don't think NASCAR is going to really do anything to not see any return. And I'm like, no, that's where you're wrong. In my opinion, in LA, you're not seeing any return.
No.
In my opinion, if you're getting people to a local short track and getting them immersed, I guess you say, in the racing, they're going to become a race fan.
Yeah.
They're going to become... they're going to be watching all kinds of racing, NASCAR included.
Yeah. Wish they'd do it at Greenville Pickens. Kind of a bigger track anyway.
Exactly.
And it's,
if something like that would have happened, maybe we wouldn't have lost Myrtle Beach Speedway. Yeah. I mean, that would have been...
Myrtle Beach would have been great.
Awesome.
Already a decent amount of stands and a little bit bigger short track.
Yeah, and a great area.
Yeah.
People would want to go anyway. Man, I really could see that as a good thing. I mean, there had to be you probably have to plan years ahead, but what's the problem with that?
They put up a track inside the Coliseum in about a month and a half.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, say they're gonna
if you want to just make the facility
have it at one track, and then when you're at that track, announce the next year's where it's going to be, and in a year's time, so many things could happen.
Because it is an exhibition race, and I don't think everybody wants to go back to Daytona.
No, I don't think they really do either. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump on the phone here. We got a gentleman that will be highlighting a lot of things going on this weekend. Mr. Brian Vause, what's going on, man?
Oh, not too much, man. Just trying to get everything prepared for the weekend. Hope for the best. How about you guys?
Oh man, we are having a great Monday, I guess. It's been a Monday. I will say that. But just to let everybody know, Brian Vause is the general manager at Florence Motor Speedway, where we will be headed over to watch the IceBreaker this coming Saturday. Man, I am excited. Me and Connor were over at the track this past Saturday, actually. And track's looking good, man. Y'all got some projects going on over there, making it better and better every time.
Yeah, man, we're always trying to each and every year. You never have the same experience twice when you come to the track. So anything that we can incorporate that make the experience better on both sides of the fence, we try to do that. This year, the big thing was always the tech shed. We have a lot of unwanted spectators that seem to want to sit there and watch every little thing that they can. So we figured out it's not fair to the guys, in post-race inspection or qualifying inspection. So we figured out a way to enclose that and make it a little bit more fair.
We were picking around about it. I said, maybe windows. I said, just to make everybody outside mad that they can't get to what they see.
That's right, like a little prison window, just a little tiny one, just so you can barely peek in. Everybody take turns looking in.
Exactly. That's so cool, man. Well, buddy, I want to, real quick, before we really get into all this weekend, I know we had talked a little bit. Man, I want to get into your history in racing a little bit. Let everybody know kind of where you came from. You've accomplished a lot in racing yourself, but let everybody kind of know where you come from, really.
Yeah, so originally from Georgetown, South Carolina. My family has been in racing definitely as long as I can remember, as long as my dad can remember. Third generation. My granddad owned a car for many years and raced just right here in South Carolina, whether it be Myrtle Beach, Florence, Somerville, and even back when Conway had a track.
Oh, yeah.
Just as a kid, just sitting there, working on it, cleaning it, do time trials or practice speeds and just write them down and everything before race monitor and all this. Transponders was a thing. And then whenever granddad funds kept him to the side and couldn't race, my dad and I had a good relationship with Tommy Bird with TWB Motorsports, so we helped with the likes of Robert Powell and Rick Smith when they drove. And then the car just kept sitting there, man, for many years. It was an old Childress chassis, I think 1986, so it was older than I was. And granddad was sitting there looking at me one day, said, "You want to go practice that thing?" I said, "Heck yeah, man, let's go give it a shot." So I was 20 at the time, just going to the track, playing video games. Never did go-karts, never did anything like that. So it was a limited late models at the time with Billy, and we were pretty quick. We ran the first full year in 2010, won the Rookie of the Year and finished 5th in the points. And then Billy merged the classes the next year, got our first win, which for my granddad, that was his first ever win as a car owner. Been owning a car since the 50s, so that was a pretty big deal for the family.
Oh, wow.
And then from there, tried to stay with it. And then when funds kind of put us on the sideline, had some great people come forth and give me an opportunity. Richard Burgess, that was the Strand Termite number 30 car. We had a lot of success with that. Really got some big wins. Pulliam kind of came down one year. I think it was 2017 and stole our thunder. We finished second to him 8 times. About won the icebreaker. Finished second to him there. Second to him in the state points, track points. I think we actually ended that year in the nation. I think we were ranked 13th or 14th, and he won the national championship, of course. So that was a real good season for us. And then similar situation, some unforeseen circumstances happened with Richard. He had to get out of racing and kind of went idle for a while again until Billy Brewerton gave me an opportunity in his truck. Got some wins there. Then he wanted to get a late model. Got a couple wins there, and then unforeseen circumstances once again. Will want to get back in racing, which I was all about. Keep it in the family. That's where I came from. So I got sidelined again. And then the last season of Myrtle Beach in 2020, Kendall Sellers with AK Performance. We ran a couple races with them. And the last race we had finished 5th. I think we would have been a little bit better had the race went to lap 101. It was shortened, but we came from 17th and finished 5th, kind of playing the tire strategy game. But yeah, man, I've been blessed. I wish I was still doing it, but there's nowhere else I'd rather be than a race like every Saturday. I took 1 year off there, kind of thought I was burnt out on it, but it didn't take very long to realize I need to be back a part of it.
It's once it's in your blood, it's hard to get it out for some reason. I don't know why that is.
Absolutely.
Well, man, after that, you decided, or the Zacharias family took over Florence Motor Speedway, and first last year? Am I correct? And they brought you on?
Yes. So actually, when we left Myrtle in 2020, so Steve and I, when Bob Lutz took over the ownership of Myrtle Beach Speedway back in 2012, Steve and I was like our original core group. So we were there from the start with Bob. I was mainly doing the NASCAR racing experience and kind of just anywhere I thought from a competitor standpoint I could be of an assistance for the competition side of it. When it came to the weekly racing, I would offer my advice to Steve and Bob and Bill Hennessy at the time. And that kind of just went from there. Separated, I'm a competitor. Don't let me make very many calls, but it would be nice if we had this, or we'd see things go this way. And that kind of just kept steamrolling every week and every season. And then when Bill stepped down, Steve and I Bob just said here, everything seems to be getting better. I'm going to give you guys full control. Steve, you be the point person, in front and center, Brian, kind of behind closed doors that you're still racing. But whatever you guys think needs to happen. So, we took that to heart. That's all we cared about. We were passionate about it. His family likes mine, and we're from it. We just want to see it survive. And we took pride in bringing the super trucks back. They were down to 5-6 trucks. At Myrtle, before we closed, we brought them back up to 18, 19. The late models, it was kind of the place to be every Saturday. And then I guess Bob something came presented to himself, which, can't fault the man too much. It was quite a substantial financial amount. So unfortunately, we lost Myrtle Beach. And then Steve, myself, and Savannah kind of migrated over to Florence. Charlie was ready to get rid of it. Or just wanted to put it in better hands. He knew he didn't have the help to keep it running like it needed to be. And I was with him in 2020, and then that's when I kind of just got a little bit burnt out. Just didn't feel the same not being with Myrtle Beach. So I said, maybe I'm going to try something else. Yeah, like I said, that didn't take but a year to realize I got to be back at a racetrack. It just doesn't feel right. Flow Racing does an amazing job, but my couch ain't the same as sitting out there hearing it, being around it, just seeing everybody that you know for so long. So Steve asked me to come back on board. Said, let's just do exactly what we did at Myrtle Beach. He said, if you tell me to make a phone call to this guy because you think it'll work, I'll make it happen. You just do whatever you need to do if you need my help, and vice versa. And we just work hand in hand so well. We're best friends. Been that way since 2020. Him and I just have the same mindset. We can almost finish sentences, whether it's quoting a movie or just knowing what path we think racing needs to go for here or there on a weekend. Like this particular weekend, the Icebreaker, we kind of started, and I think it was 2017. It was just, guys been sitting idle, and these late model guys, we don't have very many support divisions with it. We just know late models, these guys got the money. They might be rebuilding a particular side of the car, but they probably got 3 or 4 cars. They're ready to race. Let's get them going.
And you are absolutely right, man. I remember heading down to Myrtle Beach, even when they had the Icebreaker down there. And I think it was the Cars Tour was come down there, and that kind of opened the season for them. And I remember that being just such a fun race. And it was like you said, it was just it was the Icebreaker. We sat out there, all winter and not doing anything, and then we get there and it's like, man, it's time to watch some racing, and it was good racing. And y'all have brought the best to Florence Motor Speedway here with the Icebreaker coming. And man, I tell you, y'all have done a great job, and y'all are pulling in some names that are coming to run this race. That this has become, or has been, and being even more, one of the most prestigious late model stock races.
Yeah, we certainly appreciate that. We take a lot of pride in this specific event. The 400 is its own entity, and just keeping that going in South Carolina was big. But like I said, the IceBreaker, and then what we kind of started last year with the locked in, I mean, we kind of hold those closer to heart because those weren't events until we said, hey, this might be something cool. Let's try this. And we were always thinking outside the box. I mean, I don't know if you may have remember back at Myrtle Beach, we kind of had an in-season tournament. So like last year when Denny Hamlin was talking about head-to-head knockouts, we're like, we did that. We did that at Myrtle Beach. Daytona won Beach Madness, man. Don't try to take credit for something we did years ago.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, this IceBreaker's been a pretty important event. We used to team it up with Modifieds, but now they kind of have their own weekend that they're coming on March 2nd. But it's just late models. That's the main show. Very few support divisions. You never know what you're going to get weather-wise. You want to keep it short and sweet. Like last year, you could have a 100% chance of rain, but hey, Junior can only make this that Saturday, so we had to figure out a way to get it in. Luckily, we did.
Just race, just go. As a DW's vortex theory, that's how I like. Just keep racing, it'll go away.
That's right. Don't sit idle. Let's keep it going.
That's right. That's right. Well, man, tell everybody y'all have been steadily putting out some drivers. Let everybody know a couple of the drivers that's coming out to support this race.
I mean, from the competitor side of it, we got so many good ones, man. We got of course, Junior and Quaffle, so Junior Motorsports to be represented. I know that's going to be on the outside of the fence. The fans will love that. The Kelly brothers are always stout. Casey and Cody, they're going to be really good. They're both entered. The 400 winner from last year, Cade Brown will be there. Track champ from last year, Matt Cox, and his teammate Yarborough. Last year's winner of the IceBreaker, Doug Barnes Jr. will be there. Last year's Advanced Auto Parts weekly champion, Connor Hall, he signed up with Barry Nelson. He'll be there. Barry Nelson driver last year, Landon Huffman just signed up this morning. I mean, I think we're at like 34, 35, and there's a couple of them that we know are on the route, so we think we may be right at 40, which is any time that the car count can get higher than the year before, we're all about.
Man, I'm telling you, it's steadily growing, and I love it, man. It's like I said, it's becoming a race, or it has become a race that I look forward to. Getting off the couch and going to track every year. So tell everybody out there listening, kind of the order of events, not necessarily race order, everything, but what time's everything kicking off? When they need to be there?
Yeah, Friday just kind of all day practice day. Everything gets a couple rounds, like 12 o'clock. Grandstands, people want to come hang out and watch. Just free, no charge there. And Saturday, get the pit gates open. I think it's 8:30. Everything gets one round at 10 a.m. We may break up the support divisions to 2 10-minute rounds, but late models will just be at one round, 45 minutes. Qualifying 12:30, then we'll roll right into features around 2:30. The late models is different for the IceBreaker than it is for the 400. They kind of break it up into 2 segments, so two 125 segments, and kind of can use the first half as a strategy learner for the second half. This one, you got what you got. You take the green flag, you make a mistake here, or you miss time how you save your tires and track position, it's going to cost you, because there's 125 straight through and no brakes.
No, I like it. And Florence is one of those tracks, I always remember, and they still talk about, like, this area, Darlington, when they talked about NASCAR, Darlington just eat up tires. Well, Florence Motor Speedway is the same way. It is somewhere you have to conserve tires, and, man, you really see what drivers have the car control under them to conserve them tires and make it all those laps.
That's right. You can definitely tell the guys, are accustomed to Florence from years previous, and they're always up there at the front. But it was kind of alarming on how many guys that ran with us at Myrtle Beach had never even seen the facility. And they came and said, this place is very like a miniature Myrtle Beach. And we're like, yeah, We've been trying to preach that to you guys. I mean, they call it, Steve's kind of rolling with what NASCAR said a couple of years ago, the diamond in the Southeast. And it truly is that. I mean, it puts on some phenomenal racing each and every week.
Well, I'm just going to throw it out there. Connor decided to throw up a race on iRacing last night. We ended up running at Myrtle Beach in some late model stocks. And, man, we had fun. It was so much fun. So guys, obviously, Florence's place to be this weekend. Florence Motor Speedway. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to go fast actually, with the way everything's laid out. So if it gets cool that night, we're not worried about it. Racing's going to be during the daytime, everybody. So y'all come out to Florence Motor Speedway. What's ticket prices for this weekend?
Grandstand's $25. Kids 12 and under free for the grandstands. Pit pass is a little bit different. If you have a NASCAR license, 40. Non-NASCAR license is 50, and that's for the whole weekend. So that's Friday and Saturday, just one set fee for everything. But we're pretty excited about it, man. I mean, we talk about the late models, and that's going to be a show, but we got three pretty stout sport divisions. Super trucks are growing. They'll be back. Mini stocks, these guys are for the last couple of years when everything started opening up for F45s, the late model tires. Now we're at a point where finally mini stock drivers can get some tires. So I know they're all looking forward to that. That should put on a pretty good race. And then Lou Carlisle's Star Super Stock Tour, they'll be there, street stock. That's going to be the last race of the night, 50 laps. And I think he said he's around 15 or 16 guys signed up. So, the street stocks always put on a well of a show as well.
Yeah, they sure do. And that's a division there that is steadily growing for sure. And we had the four-cylinder champion Matt Briggs on a few weeks ago. So yeah, I mean, guys, definitely head out. It's going to be a great day of racing. Get out, time to get out the house, get out the cold weather. Looks like temperatures are going to be great this weekend.
I think so, man. I don't want to talk about that R word.
No, we ain't saying nothing about that.
He tried the rarest ugly heads at AM showers, and we're like, man, last year you tried to tell us 100%. We're getting that thing in Saturday. I don't care what y'all say.
I remember, I think it was your 2022 season over there. Man, I think every time we went, there was a huge chance. And there were certain times it just, in the middle of the day, we had some of that wet stuff on the ground. But we still raced. We got it in. We got... I remember one night we ran legend cars in the rain, kind of, but it was. I ended up off of turn one over there, but I kept going. I was good to go. So.
That's right. I wasn't there at the time, and I'm sure Steve looked at it and said, "Well, these guys got groove tires, so we could probably get something going here."
Yeah, and I've heard people say that, but I think everybody forgets is we got groove tires. We don't have near the weight on them things.
That's true. I'm pretty close to Matt Cox. I mean, he told me that. All the things that he's driven in the ranks, he said legend cars, he thought that's by far the hardest. He said just the power to weight ratio and everything. He said it was a handful, to say the least.
Yeah, Connor probably agreed there.
Oh, yeah.
Would you?
Oh yeah,
Connor. I'm gonna throw this out there. He was out there practicing a little bit Saturday, and he come off a 4 one time completely sideways, and we thought we was about to be scraping it up off the track, but he just kept driving it and turned a great lap. And I was like, okay, maybe that's just how you need to drive these things.
Stay in it.
I'm telling you, man, I don't see these guys practicing legend cars. Too much fun. I said, I'm going to have to pack my gear up and just leave it in the trunk. Half suit, will travel. Anybody? I'll just want to take it for a few laps.
Come on. We got a few of them. You can jump in them. You can jump in it.
Oh, don't tease me with a good time, man. I'll do that.
Come on, anytime, man. Well, I want to throw it out there real quick. I know we're talking about the IceBreaker this weekend, but already big schedule of racing out for the entire year. Looks like y'all are going to have so many cool races coming up. Just season opener, I think is when is it? March
2nd is so the Smart Modified Tour will be there then, and I think it's the Carolina or Crate Modifieds will be there as well. And then we'll have some of our weekly divisions like Chargers and mini stocks. Late models and trucks and the rest won't actually start till the 16th. And then from there on, we're bi-weekly for the most part. We'll still do our normal day races until I think it's May, just because you never really know what you're going to get temperature-wise.
That's right.
And then from May 11th back to night races every other week. Both races before Darlington, we had the preludes. That second one in August will be the Z-Max Cars Tour. That should be a pretty big deal. Junior's already amped up about that one, trying to get some guys on board, and so I think that's going to be a big deal. And then, of course, we're rolling to the 400 same weekend before Thanksgiving, November.
That was the Cars Tour race, the weekend of the Labor Day weekend race. That was one I wanted to bring up, man. If anything else happened on the schedule, I think that is one of the coolest dates there for the year, because I think that's going to. There's always a good crowd when we have, people over at Darlington. They're able to come over to the track after whatever they're doing at Darlington that day. But, man, to bring the Cars Tour in that week. For y'all to work that out with the Cars Tour to get that lined up, man, that worked out perfect, I think.
Yeah, man, Jack and his crew are just incredible to work with. They make it very easy. They kind of put the ball in your court and say, like, this is what we can do. We're flexible and open to anything. Like I was speaking a little bit earlier, though, just last year being the first deal with that locked in, and Junior just kind of showed up out of nowhere. Like Steve and I said, this is an event that can go somewhere. And then when Jack called, I think it was 1st of January, and said, we want to come during this event, had a circle. Like, of course you want that one. Like we thought that was going to be a big deal for us. But I think we kind of met in the middle, and it's going to be good for both sides. So we're looking forward to it.
That's going to be a lot of fun. All right, man. Well, we sure appreciate it. Appreciate you coming on, hanging out with us. Are we still on Baby Watch?
I'm still on Baby Watch, man. I'm actually just got done. I got my iRacing rig, too. I had to move it out to the garage, so I guess she's kicking me out the house completely. But crib's up. Due date's February 21st. I'm just telling her, you might want to do the best you can to hold that thing for a couple more weeks because we got some big races coming up.
All right, man. Awesome. Well, buddy, I appreciate you coming on, hanging out with us tonight. Love to get you back on some throughout the year to talk about some racing over at Florence Motor Speedway. But, buddy, we will see you out there this weekend.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you guys. You guys do a great job. Anytime I'm just phone call away, just give me a shout. We look forward to having you guys this weekend.
All right, brother. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. You guys too. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Mr. Brian Vause, General Manager of Florence Motor Speedway, getting ready for the IceBreaker this week. What you think about it, Connor?
Now they got some good cars going to be there. I feel like last year, they had a good race lined up, and the rain really derailed it for some parts. Still a great race, but it's gonna be. I'm looking forward to it. That's usually puts on a really good show, even back to the Myrtle Beach days. So, really looking forward to going out there and watching some racing.
I am too. We like we said, got into a little bit before he got on the phone, or right as he was on the phone there. We were over there this past weekend, doing a little bit of testing in some legend cars. Seen the where they're working on the tech shed and enclosing it, building a room off the side, I guess, for some storage and stuff. And it kind of makes me sad because I remember on all the videos that you put up, you see that tech shed. It's just old tech shed. I don't know. I'm just that guy, but.
Makes sense.
It makes 100% sense. Yeah, because I have seen so many fights and arguments and everything else under that tech shed because people sticking their heads in where they don't need it in at that time. So it's just cool to see improvements. It's cool to see a track that at a time when there's so many tracks that are closing the doors and folding and worrying about how they're going to have their next race. We got tracks like Florence Motor Speedway that's steadily improving.
Yep, really been revitalized.
It has. And, he talked about Mr. Charlie Powell, and we've had Robert on here, and I think Robert and CP3 and all them can appreciate, what was left after Mr. Charlie was there and the direction it has headed since he's been gone. And so everybody can, I got pictures of myself, and I know you do, but I got pictures of myself when I was 2 and 3 years old in the pits down there. And I know you've grown up over there yourself. And so it's cool to see the track sticking around like that. We love to help out as much as we can and, do whatever we can to support our local racing at least. So, man, I'm excited though. I'm excited to see some good racing. What you think about it? What's your predictions for the weekend? What kind of how close you think this late model stock field is going to be?
I think it'll be really close. I don't think at one time, first couple of years, like it was a really big tire saving and all. But the last couple of years, the IceBreaker and the 400s really, you don't want to kill it, but you want to be in the top 5 or hanging on the top 5 at least by halfway. That's usually where the winners come from. Ever since, not since Majeski did it, has anybody really come from the back.
That's right.
Saving tires, so just they're all so good, really. So I think they're going to be racing pretty hard all the way through.
Yeah, I remember last year, Butterbean, our buddy Brennan Queen, spun it in qualifying and kind of tagged a wall. Didn't really hurt the car per se, some body work and stuff. They got it back together, and he had to start at the back of the field. And I remember at the first race we were watching it, and he was kind of just trying to save tires and lay back, but the race went green for so long, and he had zero advantage at it. I mean, he made it up through the field some, but not to where he wanted to.
Yeah. So, I mean, you think about the first half of the 400 this year was very, very rough if you saw it, It's just, surprising. They used to just ride forever, so I think it's going to be pretty intense all the way through.
It should. It should be. It should. I want to thank real quick, ladies and gentlemen, our good friends over at Profab Headers and Exhaust. Profab Headers and Exhaust, ladies and gentlemen, they, I don't care what kind of ride you're in. I don't care if anything from our guys running street stocks all the way up to super late models and everything in between. Head over to Profab Headers and Exhaust. Talk with our buddy Andy. They are quality that wins, and that is their slogan for a reason, because they do. They're up front every week. You can't beat them. So head over to Profab Headers and Exhaust. Also, ladies and gentlemen, SRI Performance. They're your one-stop shop for all things racing. Even those Profab headers. So head over to SRI Performance, ladies and gentlemen. Get yourself anything that you can for your car. I like to say they're like Walmart for race cars. They got everything. We were actually racing with one of buddies that works over there last night and talking to him about parts while we were on iRacing. He's like, I'm going to check on that for you. So I got to get with him and see if he got it. But so y'all head over to SRI Performance. Head over online, www.sriperformance.com. Fill that card up. Get everything you need, everything you want, anything from performance products to safety products and whatever else. They got it all. So head over there, fill that card up, put in promo code CBONE10. A C is in
chicken.
BONE10. Get yourself 10% off there at time of checkout. Also, ladies and gentlemen, same deal over at Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. They got every material you could think of that you would need to build not just race cars, but anything. I mean, any and everything. Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, guys, they're so much stuff. I don't care if you're looking for painted aluminum sheets for you dirt guys, or if you're looking for tubing for you builders out there, for you roll cages. They got the Pro Moly tubing, everything else in between, guys. Any kind of material you need, head over to Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. They'll hook you up. Also, Earl Ramey Racing Engines. I think I got to be heading up there here real soon. Pick up mine. Woohoo! So Earl told me he's about got it ready to rock, and we're ready to load it in and go this year. So y'all head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines. I remember he put on, I think it was Snapchat, Instagram, so I don't know, something last night, that they were building. He was building a motor. I mean, it was not complete at all, but he had to get it together yesterday after evening or whatever it was, and it had to be in Volusia today.
Wow.
So they were getting it done, but that's kind of service you'll get from Earl Ramey Racing Engine. So y'all head and get you one from Earl Ramey. All right. So IceBreaker still, like I said, we got some support classes. We got trucks gonna be over there, mini stocks, street stocks, stars, Boo Carlisle's tour. It was GSX series last year. They changed the name to the Stars
Super
Stock series. They kind of tagged in at the Bash at Dillon. It was kind of a co-sanctioned event, I guess you say. That's how they put it up. Boo Carlisle, we had him on, I don't know, been a few months back. I like Boo. He's a cool guy. I think that's the series. They got some good dates, got some good tracks. I saw it's going to be up and running this year. Just building on from last year. But it's becoming a good regular thing. Oh, yeah. I want to see a good street stock. I keep talking about this. I like street stock. I don't know why.
I do too.
They're always a fun race to watch.
Oh yeah,
always close. I think is what I like about it. It's typically a close battle between somebody, and most of the people in there are not scared to use the bumper.
Yeah.
And I think is what I like about it so much. Not they just knock each other out of the way. They just they ain't afraid to push somebody up out the groove if need to. Mm-hmm. So what else he say? Anyway, that's great.
Great good day racing.
Day racing is on tap for sure. So y'all come over to Matt Grantham said he's looking for a street stock. Anybody got one? Y'all know where one is. Hit me up. I get you with Matt. He been racing
up on the legends already.
No, he said he's keeping his legend. He told me.
Good.
His daughter wants to drive some.
Cool deal.
Wants to teach her how to drive in legend. He wants to give him a street stock.
I do. I want a street stock too. I do think they look fun.
Connor needs street stock. He needs one of everything out there.
Basically.
We need to get him back in a 4-cylinder. We need to.
Oh yeah, all of it.
All right. Well, we didn't talk about all of it, but we went over to Florence Motor Speedway this past weekend. Got in some practice in the legend car. What you think about it over there?
Florence as usual. Just fast track for legends. Really,
it's
pretty cool. It was good. Nice day, nice weather. It's track was pretty fast and all, and just had a good time with the guys. Dennis and Barry out there, and we were good to have some practice before we get started here.
I think Dennis got spooked. No, we pig at him. Tell him that. You got out there and you was pretty fast.
Yeah, we were pretty good. It unloaded real good, which I was happy with, and got in Hoppin' Bear's car one time, was pretty fast, and he picked up too. So it was overall a pretty good day.
It was. I like those days over there testing. I'm probably gonna be back over there here soon.
Oh yeah,
doing it again once we get this other car back together. Here in the next week or next couple weeks, probably back over there testing it out and trying out some things. But man, that's what I love about Florence Motor Speedway over there. It's in our backyard over here, and they're always glad to have us. So cool. Florence Motor Speedway is a place to be this weekend, people, because there's no other racing going on. No other racing. Got a week now between. There's a 2 weeks technically between to Daytona. So there's a weekend in between, which I think has made that IceBreaker race.
Yeah, I think it's a good spot.
Perfect spot, because the guys are back. And some of them just want to run something, and it's like, hey, let's throw together one late model race before the season starts, and that'll be so. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to all that. Cool. What else we got?
Super Bowl's about the only thing now.
Super Bowl, that is right.
Yep.
Super Bowl Sunday. We got the Kansas City Chiefs and the 49ers.
Yep.
San Francisco. What you think?
I prefer 49ers good. That's kind of team I've been lightly following, over the last. It's just like, I'm Panthers.
I'm not a huge
Broncos. I'm bigger into college football too.
I am too.
But I do like got the old Debo Samuel, South Carolina guy, and they're just a pretty cool team. But I don't know. The Chiefs always seem to be good in the playoffs. You can't take that away from them. So it'll be interesting.
They got the Taylor Swift good luck charm, I reckon.
Yeah, they got something. I don't know.
They all of a sudden picked it up. That's what I said. I said once she started coming around, they didn't lose near as much.
No, well, they do that every year though.
They do.
Playoffs. They just really nothing spectacular. They just play. They play their best in the playoffs. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I hope 49ers get it done, but I could see it going either way. Really,
I could too. I for some reason I just have a feeling Kansas City's got this one.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's just one of them things. I don't know. I just want to see a good game.
Yeah,
I want to see a good game and good commercials, not stupid commercials. Who's playing halftime?
Is it Usher?
Is it?
I think he is. Yeah. He's somewhere in there.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, want to thank our good friends over at Fresh Chef. Fresh Chef. If you're in the Race City area, guys, head over to Fresh Chef. Up in the Mooresville, Concord, Cornelius. There's a Fresh Chef somewhere around you over there. Head over to Fresh Chef, guys. You get you some shrimp and grits. That's perfect this time of year. Good old shrimp and grits. Theirs are good too. Man, I love them. They always got daily specials. What's going on over there? Soups and drinks and everything. Head over to Fresh Chef. You'll love it. I promise. Also, RevMax Racing Apparel, guys. RevMax Racing Apparel. I need to get in touch with him now. Connor said he needs a new suit.
Yep, I'm in desperate need of a new suit here, so I have to.
How long you been wearing that one?
Check him out. 3 or 4 years now. It's been several years. At least every
year. Must have been a little big when you got it.
No, I mean I haven't.
Or you just ain't
grown a whole lot, but it was good. It was a hand me down sort of, but a very lightly used one. So it worked out good though.
So it's time for a new one. So everybody, if you're looking for a suit, head over to RevMax Racing Apparel. They'll hook you up for sure. They got some of the best looking stuff out there. Good turnaround times. So head over to RevMax Racing Apparel. Check them out on Facebook, Instagram, all those good places. Go check them out. Also, MPM Marketing, www.marketwithmpm.com. Go there and talk to Tanya. If you are in the game, you getting in the game, you want to go big in the game of racing, you need a good marketing group behind you. There's none better than MPM Marketing. Head over to, like I said, www.marketwithmpm.com. Get with Tanya over there. Also, I mean, she does great digital design work, your social media. She's got you covered. She gets you in front of the sponsors you need to be, the team owners, anybody that you need to be in front of, you need to be seen by. That's who she gets you in front of. So y'all head over there, talk to Tanya. Check her out on Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff too. She's on there too. So go check her out. Also, Dixie Made, right here in Florence, South Carolina. While you're here for the IceBreaker this weekend, swing over to Dixie Made, right here by the flea market, just down 95 from the racetrack there. Guys, so many guys and girls for sure. So many cool brands they got over there. Simply Southern, I know all the ladies like. I saw they had some coolers over there, some Simply Southern coolers. Saw they had some purses, pocketbooks, whatever you want to call them, of all different types over there. All you duck hunters, you want to go get some camo? They got some over there. Drake jackets y'all like, Axis, waterfowl, all that good stuff. Y'all head over to Dixie Made right here in Florence, South Carolina. Tell them we sent you. All right. So guess we'll be at a racetrack this week.
Yep, we'll be there.
We'll be there watching some racing.
Yep.
Plenty to be seen. I'll probably be out there early, talking to some guys, watching some practice, and see what we got going on. See who's going to be fast, who's going to do what. All right, out of who you know is going to be there, throw out a winner.
Ooh, that's going to be tough. I think I'm gonna stick with my 400 pick. I'm gonna say Sam Yarborough. I think he's due for one here soon.
He is. I
think he was good and then kind of faded there late. So I think he's about due for another big win.
He is. I'm gonna go with one that has been at it here past couple years and seemingly been good. But probably going to be a fan favorite out there. I think it's time for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Think so?
Get him a win in the late model stops coming back.
I'd be happy with it.
I would too.
I think it'd be good. It'd just be cool, to see if I.
It would be cool. It would be cool. You can kind of storybook your YouTube.
Yeah.
There, his he got.
He's had some good runs.
Oh yeah, he's definitely had some good runs. I really think the 2022. 400.
Yeah.
I think if he wouldn't have, gotten too all the stuff he got into, I think he could have been right there up front. I ain't gonna say win, but I think he had a solid top 3 car that day. Matt Grantham says his boy Matt Cox. I'd love to see that. Boy, I'd love to see Matt Cox win that race. That'd be super cool. That's the thing is, got so many buddies over there running, and it's like, man, I want to see all y'all win. But Matt Cox for sure, and I think he can get it done.
Oh yeah, there's about anybody
track champion.
Yeah. You can't hardly make a bad pick, really.
No, you can't. Yeah, I think it's. You think it's going to come down to attrition this race, or this race is always totally different?
Yeah,
than the 400.
I don't see a whole lot of attrition, but I think it'll just be who's got the long run car and who makes the right moves win.
I think so too. I think tire conservation to some extent, but you can't, like you were saying earlier. I don't think you can conserve too much. I think you got to stay in that top pack, that top 5 at least, to have a chance at it, I believe. Cool. All right. Well, I reckon see you out there. Hope to see all y'all out there. Y'all let us know if y'all are coming. If not, check it out on Flow Racing. We'll be on Flow Racing. Pretty much from I think from qualifying all the way up.
Usually
should be on Flow Racing. So y'all check it out if you're not able to make it down to the track. But like I said, temperature-wise, looks like it's going to be a nice day out there Saturday. There is a chance of that, like you said, that R word, but
that's always.
It's always, and I'm telling you, I really don't think we're going to have to worry about that too much. I don't care if it does precipitate a little. This race is still going to happen, guys. There's not enough chance of it, and it's not going to be very widespread at all. So it wouldn't surprise me. We don't even see any rain. So y'all come on. Don't be scared. I think it's going to be better weather than last year.
Oh yeah,
for sure. So last year was cold and rainy, misty all day. This year it's supposed to be, I think, in the 70s. That's what I saw. Deal. So it'd be nice. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us as y'all do every week. I guess either we'll see y'all at Florence Motor Speedway this weekend, or we'll talk to y'all next week.
Later.